So let's just talk about it. I was trying to see if, what we're going to get here. I don't want that one. I want this one. Let's get into the transits. Okay, a little bit. This is the chart for the 17th at about this time at night, right? So Mercury officially goes, the Mercury officially goes retrograde on the 17th. Looks like at 12:54 a.m. my time, Central Time. I think. Is this UTC or my time? Hopefully it's my time. But anyway, overnight on the 17th, while we're sleeping, hey, secret. Overnight on the 17th, Mercury's going to go retrograde. And we're already seeing, baby, I'm going to need you to go over here, okay? Go sit with your sister. We're already seeing some of these effects, and there's some things that I really, really, really want to call out here that are very necessary to call out. And I've been calling some of this out, guys, now for a while. Okay, so this, most of you, this isn't going to be anything new. This, where are we, down here in Pisces, this little transit here with Mercury coming up fast by Neptune, by the 17th, it's going to be an orb. Neptune is a bigger energy. Neptune, a bigger energy, meaning it's an outer planet. It moves slower, and the outer planets that move slower tend to have, we in astrologically will say that they kind of possess a little bit stronger energy. Now, the inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, move quicker. The moon, even though it's a luminary, not a planet, their transits are shorter. So they're personal planets, right? That's a short-term thing. So if you're like in your feels, like I know mid-month, like when the moon transits my sun in Cancer, and I've got a bunch of planets in Cancer. I have my Mercury, my sun, my Mars, my Venus is Leo. I've got one other thing I think in planet. Anyway, I got a lot going on. So, and as it's my Venus is at 0 degrees Leo, all in my 7th house. So when that transit's happening, I get super in my feels. I get like really wanting to figure out what's going on in my love life. Like, why is my Leo not talking to me? And then typically I'm in Secret's room, and then she reads my mail every rep. But anyway, that's fine. That's what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to read my mail. And everybody else's. Hello, Willie. Hey, Travis. How are you? So anyway, so the moon is a quick transit, right? Usually it spends about 2.5 days in each sign. So if you find that you're in your feels, we'll be starting to talk a little bit more about that so you can manage your emotions a little bit better. And understand them a little bit better as, it transits. And at some point, if you guys want to go to my website, let's get a natal chart. We'll do a natal chart reading, and, hey, let's really find out what's going on with you, or you can do a lunar reading with me at any point. But because I'm really into kind of the quote unquote mundane astrology, which is like the global astrology, I tend to like look at the outer planets and then the interaction between the energies of the personal planets and the big global ones. So Neptune takes a long time to get around the sun. So it's like an outer planet. Uranus takes like 84 years to get around the sun. Pluto takes a long time to get around the sun. Jupiter takes about 12 to 13 years and that kind of thing. So it is kind of what it is. Saturn takes a little bit longer. But those are long-lasting planets. But that Mercury sitting down here in Pisces, it's within 8 degrees. It will be within 8 degrees by the time Mercury retrograde happens. So it's going to get close, then it's going to go back into Aquarius, then it's going to swing back here. This approach of Mercury into the orb of Neptune is causing a lot of issues with communication, personal communication. It's causing people to, their thought processes might be a little off kilter. You might even be having trouble when you're meditating, really kind of like really figuring out what you're hearing from source, what you're hearing from God. And I can say that even personally, like I just spent a week out in Seattle, and this was a great time for me to figure out, do I want this position? Do I want to move out there? And I can't honestly tell you right now that I have any more clarity on that than I did when I left. And it's crazy because that's not usually me. Like I can usually see a clear path, but I know what my overall dream is, right? And my overall dream is for this to be what I do, right? This is what I do anyway, but full time. So I have a plan with everything. I have a long-term plan. We did that work when Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter were all over there in Capricorn. And so we did that work then. But so I have a long-term plan, but I'm like, what do we do now? Like, hello. So I'm just still not sure. And Mercury is so fast, and it's a fast moving energy that people will kind of say some things that you're like, I didn't know you was really feeling that way. Like, it's crazy. Also, by the time this happens now, right now, Mars over here is hanging out in Sagittarius. It's at about 29 degrees now, Sag, which means it's at the beginning of any sign and at the end of any sign is the most potent energy ever. Okay, so people are being very aggressive with these grandiose feelings because Mars even at the time of retrograde is going to be squaring all of this. When it squares, people feel either a big, strong aggression to speak out what they're feeling, or people feel a real strong aggression to make decisions and whatever. Like they're aggressively either going for their delusional thoughts or they're going for their dreams, right? Like it's like this weirdness happening. But they're not really cool in how they're communicating it. So Mercury retrograde already, for those of you that don't know, they, typically we say, blame it on the retrograde, electronic issues, communication issues, travel issues. I'm glad I'm back home before all this started happening. And you can be like rethinking and rehashing a lot of the ideas, thoughts, and all of that you've had before. And this is happening in the 12th house. That's the house of karma. That's the house of what the heck have I done with my life and where the heck am I going? And this is a very dangerous house to sow bad seed in, because then you reap back what you sow. So this is a very dangerous place to be, to be clouded in your judgment. I'll put it that way. So it's more important now for the next month, because let's be real about this. Mercury retrograde starts on the 17th. It does not end till the 10th. Mercury will be back all the way back here in Aquarius. And Mars will be coming in through Capricorn, which means semi-squaring, semi-sextiling. It's going to move from semi-sextiling, so being kind of in agreement with these kind of grandiose thoughts, to semi-squaring, where it's going to be like, maybe we're wrong. And all this time we've got Aquarius. We still are in the Aquarius season, which means, we could have these feelings like globally, or make these statements that globally everybody should feel a certain type of way, and globally everybody should subscribe to my point of view, and globally this is the best for everything. And we're seeing a lot of this weirdness happen all around the world, where people are not really saying what they mean, and when they do say what they truly mean, we're just like, what the hell just happened? Especially because right now, if I were to pull up today's transits, the moon is in Scorpio. It's been in Scorpio for a hot second. or just entered, because by the 17th, it'll be fully in Sagittarius. That also means people's hidden feelings are coming to the surface. Now I'm going to pause there because I just gave y'all a whole lot. Hey, D.